What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, August 6, 2019. I hope you're doing well. In this video, I want to talk about Bitcoin. I really want to talk about the bullish potential to the upside and some hints, some clues that are being offered to us in the charts and kind of in the timing of the cycles of Bitcoin. And I want to talk about the bullish potential. And I know if you're new to this channel, I have a very conservative approach to these markets. It's not always the most popular. I try and just be patient. I try and just sit back and always anticipate every scenario. And that includes the downside scenario. And when I'm doing that, I think sometimes I can come off as not as bullish, right? But I can't tell you how bullish I am in these markets, everybody. I try and contain that bullishness because I don't want to lead anyone astray in terms of how they're investing in these markets. So, but in this video, I really do want to talk about the bullish potential. And a lot of it has to do with the timing of Bitcoin and it's the quickness of Bitcoin's recent moves. So let's start here. I want to just show you this tweet. I just tweeted this. I said the bull markets that followed the first two Bitcoin halvings were tremendous. We are still 285 days away from the third halving. Everything Bitcoin is doing right now is just the precursor. So we're still 285 days away from the third halving. Now, the last two halvings, Bitcoin went crazy after the halving, right? And leading up to it. So this just goes to show how much time there still is for Bitcoin if it's going to follow its trend of bull market after halving, how much time we still have. And that's one reason I like to utilize patience. Bitcoin halving, 285 days away, and 17.8 million Bitcoin in circulation. Now, the thing I want to just point out to you, total Bitcoin left to be mined, 3.1 million. What's interesting, if you take into account like the 3 to 4 million Bitcoin that is lost, it's almost, if you put a little twist on it, it's almost like we're already there, right? Obviously we're not, we still have halvings to come, but I'm just saying, like if you just really kind of look at it from a different perspective, because we have 3.1 million left to be mined, but 3 to 4 million are lost. So it's a very interesting take. And then we look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, it's just looking crazy, 68.2%. The reason I say it's looking crazy is because it feels like yesterday we were just here in the 34% dominance area for Bitcoin at its lowest point. And we're cruising back up. We've almost doubled in a very short amount of time, it seems. So with those things being said and all these things coming together, it's Bitcoin is just looking extremely strong. Now let's talk about the quickness aspect of this, because this is the big thing. So I know I talk a lot about this Fibonacci retracement resistance that we're at literally right now, right? It's at bull market high, bear market low, and it's this green channel right here, the 786 to 618. That is about 62% to 79% back to the bull market high. That's where we are. That's where we saw resistance. It's a very key resistance area on the Fibonacci retracements. We hit it, right? I've been saying that is the confirmation for me that the bull market is here. Once we break through that, and that's going up to around $16,000. So when we break that, I will be very confident that we're in that bull market territory, especially because this has happened very quick. Now, that's me. That's my own data analysis on these markets and what I'm seeing on the charts. It's not me being bearish. In fact, it's me actually being very bullish, because if we've seen so many gains, right, in such a short period of time, and we can actually measure this from a date range perspective, from that second higher low at the bear market to that swing high that we just had, 154 days, we had some incredible gains, and I'm still saying that we're not even in the bull market yet. Just imagine my thoughts on what the next bull market will bring. Now, the quickness of it, 154 days to see such gains, and to see us test such a key resistance area, namely that Fibonacci retracement right here. Now, out of that last bear market, right, and that second higher low that we had in that last bear market back here, August 2015, Bitcoin took a lot longer. We're talking 300 days to get to the Fibonacci resistance area. So it took 2 times as long in that last bear market to test this area before finally breaking through. And it actually happened after the halving of 2016 in July. Now, look how much quicker things have happened. So if Bitcoin was kind of on the same trajectory and going at the same pace, 300 some days would be right around here, November 2019, before we actually test this Fibonacci channel. We'd have another 150 days or so before this happened, but it's already happened, right? So Bitcoin is, and you can even just see it on the charts, it's just moving quicker. And all this happening while Bitcoin is gaining strength in its dominance is incredibly bullish to me. And so when we go to our zoomed out chart, a link is in the description below of this chart. Its explanation is there as well on what's going on here technically. But when we go to this chart, right, and we look at, all right, I have around a year later from Bitcoin halving, and this actually, I do not know how these things get changed, but around a year later from the Bitcoin halving of 2020, we have our next higher high, at the top of a bull market, all-time high. Now, things like this can totally be changed, right? And what I mean by change is from a timeline perspective, this can happen way sooner, right? If Bitcoin continues in this trend of moving very quick. So in terms of how quickly Bitcoin can get to, say, $100,000, right here, speculatively on the chart, have around May 2021. Well, that can happen, in the fall of 2020, right? Which is a little over a year away if Bitcoin continues on this trajectory. There's some resistance still ahead, very key resistance before we enter that bullish market. But look what happens when we do enter that bullish market. You can see the last bull market, at least from my perspective, after breaking this key Fibonacci here, right around the halving in July of 2016, we have 530 some days of just bullish parabolic gains. I don't even believe we're there yet. And those gains are still ahead of us, and they lie ahead of us after we break this key Fibonacci resistance area right here in the $13,000 to $16,000. So imagine those parabolic gains, what they might look like for 500 some days after this next halving of 2020. You can only imagine, and you can only speculate, but extremely bullish. To get to $100,000 can happen so quickly. 2020, absolutely it can happen. I'm not sitting here saying it's going to, but please just take the data I'm throwing at you. Make your own decisions in terms of how you want to invest, and even your opinion. If you don't agree with me, it's all good. Let me know what you think below. Try to do so in a polite way, because sometimes I get some comments and I'm just like, what is going on? Did I say something wrong? But everybody has their own opinion. But I really appreciate you coming by. Let me know your thoughts below. I really do love reading your comments. I appreciate all of you for coming by. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, and God bless.